Welcome to A Quest for Metal today. Today we're going to do a big video for you. So hopefully you've got your sippy cups, you got your little drinky drinks, because today we're going to do the top album of every year since 1970. That's right, from 1970 up until today. We're doing my favourite album from each year. Now I say metal in the title, because it's easy to say than slash rock, but from that 1970 stretch to 1980, we're including some rock albums. So you can too. So because it's a big video, hopefully you got some snacks, hopefully you got some drinky drinks, and also, I need your guys' help. So before I get started with my list, you know what to do. Pop your own list down below. You don't have to start from 1970. No. You can start from 80, 90, even the 2000s. So with all that housekeeping out the way, let's get stuck in. Let's go back to the past, to 1970. And tell you what my favourite album from that year is. So, I could pick the Black Sabbath debut, which is a fantastic record, but my favourite is actually Deep Purple's In Rock, which I think is the best Deep Purple album. The solos, Child of Time, oh my god, mind-melting. Mind-melting, one of the best Deep Purple albums, and one of the best albums from 1970s, so it's gotta come here in my top spot. Now, the next couple I can kind of group together. They're all from the same band, and we're going to do duplicates on this list because it's my favourite from each year. I'm not going to say I can't have more than one from one band because that's cheating. So, 1971, we have Black Sabbath with Master of Reality, the most stonery, Sweet Leaf, come on. Sweet Leaf alone is fucking fantastic. Holy crap, this album is flawless, probably is it my favourite now? It's hard to tell. Black Sabbath has a lot of classics. This is easily one of my favourite, and it's easily coming here. Next up, Volume 4, another one of my favourites, and again, it's Black Sabbath, it's a classic, it's going up against a lot of good stuff, but it's got to win. And again, we're going to go with Black Sabbath. Sure, Deep Purple took the first one, but Black Sabbath's taking the next three. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is here, and I know famously on my Black Sabbath ranking, I put this quite low. I said, why does anyone like this? This isn't even metal, this is like psychedelic rock. I get it now. I was a fool, this album's fantastic, and the melodies and riffs are great, so yes, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath has to come here. 74! We're on to 1974, and we have Kiss, the Kiss debut, which is a fantastic album, overlooked album in their discography, and we've yet to do a ranking for them, but we will, by golly, we will. And this will be high, because it's a perfection. 75, yes, it's back to Sabbath. Come on, it's Sabbath, they created metal. Of course it's going to be here. Sabotage, which is my favourite Black Sabbath album. But this is where I'm having the dilemma. Is it my favourite now? Master Reality is really... it's really up there. It might even overtake, but Sabotage is overlooked. People might not like it because of the album cover, because it's coming later into the career, but God, don't overlook this one. Amazing songs on here, kind of progressive in parts. It's fantastic. It's fantastic, and I hope people give it more love, because Sabotage deserves more respect. 76, coming in with Judas Priest. I didn't have the debut, but we got the sophomore album, Sad Wings of Destiny, which is one of my favourites. One of my favourite albums by the band, and in general, actually. I love these songs. Dreamer, Deceiver, Dreamer. Oh, yeah. The Ripper. Come on. Victim of Changes. This album's amazing. It's one of the best Judas Priest albums. So, it's coming here. Now on to 1977, we have a gun. And it's shooting some cup. Love Gun. Kiss, Love Gun. I mean, I love this album. It's a classic for a reason, because it's catchy, it's fun, and you just can't help but sing. Love Gun. Yeah, don't ask me to sing again. Unless your ears want to bleed. Love Gun, it's a great album, it's fun. Come on, Love Gun, it's coming here. 78, we're going back to the Priest with Stained Fucking Class, one of the best Priest albums, one of the best arts, and when it starts off with Exciter, you better get your fucking ass excited because this album is amazing. And when Beyond the Realms of Death kicks in, eargasm, orgasm, every orifice is gasming. It's a gasmly good time. This album is one of the best metal albums ever fucking released. Overkill! Overkill! Overkill is next. One of the best Motorhead albums. And starting off with Overkill, one of the best Motorhead songs and one of the best Motorhead albums. Come on. It doesn't get much better than that. Fast as hell, aggressive as hell. Oh boy. Starting off from Deep Purple, more prog rock, Black Sabbath, bit heavier, Judas Priest and Motorhead. Now shit's getting intense. Now shit's getting intense. 80! We're on to the 80s and Iron Maiden. Wants You for Fucking Dead. Iron Maiden, the self-titled, holy crap, Prowler, Remember Tomorrow, Phantom of the fucking Opera. It's amazing. They're all amazing. Every song on this album is fantastic. It's birthed one of the best metal bands ever made. This is more punky, but fuck it, it's a great album. It's got to be here. Easily got to be here. And coming up next is Killers. Of course it is. The classic artwork, Paul Di'Anno on vocals. Once again, this one's a bit more edgy, a bit more in your face. Songs like Killers, Murders in the Rue Morgue, Wrathchild, ding 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 ding, Wrathchild. Come on. This album is, again, flawless. These first two albums, there's no bad songs on them, so coming here. Now we have Judas Priest with Screaming for Vengeance. People will shout at me and say it should be the other way around. Number of the Beast should be here. I prefer the first two Iron Maiden albums to Number of the Beast. I do. I love Number of the Beast. It's one of my favourite albums of all time still. But Screaming for Vengeance is like one of the best Judas Priest albums. So it's hard. It's hard, man. But Screaming for Vengeance, come on. Electric Eye, title track. Yeah. It's furious, it's fast, it's in your face, it's pure fucking metal. And that's what we want. Number 83, we have Merciful Fate with Melissa. Things are getting a bit evil now. Melissa, Merciful Fate's debut album, and this album is fantastic. It's not my favourite, Don't Break the Oath is, but we'll get to that. Another album, I think, overtook it, I'm afraid. But I need to give some love to Merciful Fate, and Melissa's just a great way to start off. It's a 10 out of 10 album, 10 out of 10 art, and King Diamond's vocals are the bee's bloody knees, boys. The dog's bollocks, the bee's bollocks, the dog's knees, everything. Merciful Fate is everything. Number 84, back to Maiden, we have Power Slave. The Egyptian theme, the song Power Slave. It's got my favourite Maiden song, probably my favourite metal song ever. Rhyming the Ancient Goddamn Mariner. That long epic to close off the album, starting off with Aces High. It's my favourite Maiden album. Of course it's going to be here. Of course it's going to be here. 85, we're getting even more evil. Hell Awaits by Slayer. Oh, this is the most evil sounding Slayer album. Show No Mercy was more like traditional metal. He had that traditional metal feel, but Hell Awaits just dialed it up to Inferno levels and sent you straight down to hell with a little backpack and some Capri Sun. It's hellfire. It's pretty much like listening to Tortured Screams. It's great. Underrated album as well. People always talk about Rain and Blood, but where's the love for Hell Awaits, man? Hell Awaits is fantastic as well. It needs more love as well. 86, back to Maiden, Summer in Time. My second favourite album by Iron Maiden. I think this one has no bad songs, you know. Starting off with Summer in Time, called Somewhere in Time. Yeah, we said no singing, Questy. Wasted Years, which is beautiful. Deja Vu, which is underrated as hell. And Alexander the Great, Loneliness, The Long Distance Runner. I could just name all the songs and they're all flawless. So, you know, Summer in Time. It's one of the best Maiden albums ever made. It's coming here. 87, Scream, Bloody Gore. We have Death Chuck, the mad lad himself, the birth of death metal. I know Possessed, Seven Churches, blah blah blah. One of the kickstarters of death metal anyway. Songs like Sacrificial, can't. It's so good. Scream, Bloody Gore, Evil Dead, Zombie, Ritual. It's amazing. It's one of the best death metal albums ever made, and it's got to take this year. 88, Death metal to black metal, we have Blood, Fire, Death by Bathory, my favourite Bathory album, because it mixes the black metal in with the Viking metal, which they pioneered. Love this album to pieces. The song Blood, Fire, Death is one of my favourite black metal songs of all time. Love how epic it is. Everything on this album is just, it sounds epic. And from the album art, you know it's going to be epic. Charging off into war, charging off with my Valkyries. Yes, this is the music for basically dying in battle. And I love it all the way. Number 89, talking about battle, Realm of Chaos by Bolt Thrower. Oh, yeah. One of the best death metal bands. If you want riffs with your death metal, then you'll do no better than Bolt Thrower, one of the riff kings. Wish they were still around, but they ended on a high note. This is one of the highlights of their career. I mean, World Eater's on here, which is probably my favourite death metal song of all time. Don't quote me on that, but it's probably just the dun 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 gets faster and faster near the end of the song. Intense, brutal, heavy, crushing, and Bolt Thrower, you know, it's a weapon in Warhammer 40k, so it's nerdy as well. Ticks all the boxes. 1990, we've reached the 1990s, and you know what album's this gonna be? Rust in Peace. Gotta have some Megadeth here, gotta have some Megadave, and what better than the best album they've ever done, one of the best thrash metal albums ever fucking made? Rust in Peace, Tornado of Souls, oh yeah, Hangar 18, come on. This album is pure perfection, thrash metal perfection, and it deserves all the hype and love it gets. This is the one that deserves all the hype. So, rest in peace, it's got to be on this list. Number 91 is Effigy of the Forgotten. Technical death metal, brutal death metal, whatever you want to call it. This is heavy. This is fucking heavy. Kind of the birth of slam, but yeah, this is better. The riffs, just chunky, in your face, blast beats everywhere. Holy crap. This album is infectious. Never mind infecting the crypts, this is infecting my ear holes with how awesome and heavy this fucking music is. If you haven't heard of them, go give them a listen. I mean, you've probably heard of them, but go give them a listen, because they're one of the best bands ever. So, yeah, Effigy of the Forgotten. Amazing. Number 92. The black metal year. So many cool black metal albums to choose from. I chose Dream Theater, Images and Words. This pained me, okay? I love black metal. It's one of my favourite genres. There's so many I love in this year. But they had to go and throw fucking Images and Words, which is my favourite Dream Theater album, and Dream Theater is one of my favourite bands of all time, so it's hard, okay? Don't hold this one against me. I would have put loads of black metal here, but Images and Words, man. I love prog. I love Under a Glass Moon, Take the Time, Learning to Live. These are some of my favourite songs of all time. They're all on this album, and they came out this year, so this one takes the cake. Number 93, bet you didn't think of this one. In the Shadows by Merciful Fate. Underrated, the epitome of underrated. These songs are proggy, different sections into them, very cool. I don't know why people don't talk about this one. I think this is one of the best Merciful Fate albums they've ever done. Better than a lot of the King Diamond albums as well. So everyone go give this one a listen after this video, because it deserves your time and attention. 94, Transylvanian Hunger. Of course, we got to have some black metal. Transylvanian Hunger dominates this year. I know there's a lot of other ones I could choose for in 94. It's a big year again, but this album just epitomizes black metal for me. The shitty production, just the manic screams, how furious everything is, it's how cold the atmosphere is. Yeah, Transylvanian Hunger basically epitomizes black metal for me. So, it's got to be here. 95, we have Stormcrow Fleet by Skepticism. Funeral Doom, another one of my favourite genres, and this album is just beauty. Beauty. It feels like you're in an evil demonic church, where they're playing on the organs, and his growls and singing is just so low. Oh, it's beautiful. This album is beautiful. It is just a magical album, and I want to play it right now. This is the song, this is the album to play if I'm dying. This is the album to play if I die. Right now, on the spot, just play this album. That would be just grand. So yeah, Skepticism, beauty, sorrow, long songs, everything you expect. Funeral Doom, oh yes, this is good. 96 we have Opeth. I'm wearing an Opeth shirt, we'll get to that album later. We have an Opeth shirt and we're doing Morning Rise, my second favourite album by the band. Love the kind of black metal tones on this, love the beauty of songs like To Bid You Farewell. Songs like Advent, Furious, The Night in the Silent Water, beautiful, and The Black Rose Immortal, one of the best songs ever made. Yeah, this album's flawless. 97, back to black metal, Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk, Emperor, my favourite Emperor album, and In the Nightside Eclipse is fantastic, and so is Prometheus and the others, Equilibrium, but Anthems is the most furious, the most just pulse-poundingly heavy, the most intense. As soon as you press play, after the orchestral shit at the intro, then it just pummels you into dust, pounded into dust, as Cannibal Corpse would say. This album never lets go. So for that reason alone, I like it a lot, so it's coming here. 98, we have Nightfall. Okay, no singing, Questy. Bad Questy. Nightfall in Middle-earth by Blind Guardian, my favourite power metal band, one of my favourite subject matters, based on the Silmarillion, but based on Tolkien works, so Lord of the Rings, come on. This album's perfect. It's a perfect album. Even the interludes, it's perfect. So many classics on here. So many. Time Stands Still at the Iron Hill. Come on. Blood Tears. Yeah. What more can I say? This album is a classic for a reason, because it's that goddamn good. And we need some power metal. We haven't had any power metal yet, so I'm repping the power metal here with Blind Guardian. We have my favourite album of all fucking time, Opeth, with Still Life. Concept album, it's heavy, it's got acoustic parts, it's proggy, got growls, got clean singing, it's jazzy. What more do you want? What more do you want? It's Opeth in the prime. So yeah, Still Life is pure perfection. So into the 2000s now, and one of the albums that got me into metal, we have Iron Maiden's Brave New World, one of my favourite albums by the band, the most proggy album, I think, aside from Book of Souls, but this one, every song hits. So, it got me into metal, it got me into Iron Maiden, this one got me into Iron Maiden. I got it when it came out. I love it from start to finish. It's amazing. Love all the songs, The Nomad, all the journeys throughout the songs. Flight of the Navigator, yes, this album is amazing, and anyone who says otherwise can stick a fucking breadstick right up their sphincter. Anyone who says otherwise can go find the nearest cliff and fucking jump off it. 2001 now, Catatonia, another one of my favourite bands, with Last Fair Deal Gone Down. My favourite album by the band, the beauty of songs like Sweet Nurse, melancholic, sorrow, these are the words we describe Catatonia, and this album is probably the most depressing. This and Discouraged Ones, god damn, most of their albums are depressing, but fucking love this one. Dispossession, We Must Bury You, I love all these songs. It's one of my favourite albums of all time, so yeah, it's wrapping this year. 2002, we have The Odyssey by Symphony X, prog metal masters, and this is one of the best albums, and has one of the best album closers. Come on. The title track, The Odyssey, that long-ass song where he's going through that journey, and he's going sailing, and then it comes back at the end, and the melody from the first section of the song, it then ends the song with that same melody, and it's about half an hour song. Flawless, one of the best songs, one of the greatest songs ever made, and this album is epic. That's the word for it. This album is an epic, just like his journey. This album's an epic. 2003, from an epic to epically depressing, The 10th Sublevel of Suicide by Leviathan. I love this album, I adore it. Top of my Leviathan ranking, for good reason, because it's fucking creepy, and I love it, and it does feel like you're kind of in the purgatory or suicide level in Dante's Inferno, and you just kind of walking around a haunted forest where everyone's just hanging eternally from trees. That's what it feels like when you listen to this album. It's raw, it's evil, it's dark, so yeah, I really adore this album. 2004, we have Mastodon with Leviathan, this concept album about Moby Dick. I mean, I knew it was going to be amazing when I saw the whale on the cover, and the music did not disappoint. Songs like Blood and Thunder, I Am Ahab, Aqua Dementia, just makes you want to, like, go outside and fight a whale. And that's what I love. Love anything like this, so this is coming here. 2005, we have from Master Sirius. There's another whale here. Flying Whales, the song, come on. This is riff-tacular, this is drum-tacular. Mario's drumming is fucking spectacular. Heaviest Match for the Universe. Global Warming's beautiful way to end the album. But come on, Flying Whales, come on. Come on, Flying Whales, it's all about the whales. 2 whales in a row, I wonder what's going to be next. So 2006, we have Call the Wretched Sea. I didn't do this on purpose, I tell you. I love all 3 of these albums, I didn't do this on purpose. Call the Wretched Sea by Ahab. Another concept album about Moby Dick. And he's taking the piss. Love from the artwork, I love it. This is Funeral Doom, one of my favourite bands of all time. Top 2. This and Opeth, my top 2 bands of all time, and this album is just, it's magical. It's magical from the creakings of the boat on the songs, from where he shouts, "Whale ahead!" Again, feels like you're going to go out and fight the big white whale with Ahab. I love it, and it's easily one of my favourite albums of all time, so it has to make the top of the year. Number 7, I'm going to have to read. It is Faz et Maledicti in Ingem Eternum Fuck. Yeah, fuck if I was going to remember that. By Deathspell Omega. And the art is just... it's amazing. Him just like falling with his guts hanging out with like, I don't know, like a robe wrapped around his face so he can't even see his own suffering. Beautiful and perfect way to describe the album. Dissonant, evil, heavy, riffy. Oh, Deathspell is a great band. Very unique kind of band. Definitely one that needs multiple listens to get used to. But if you keep going, you'll learn to love it, just like I have. Great album, and yeah, it's repping this year. 2008, more Funeral Doom with Esoteric, the Maniacal Veil. A lot of great esoteric albums, but this is my favourite. Spoiler alert for a future video. It's evil. It feels like you're falling into a swirling mist of darkness, kind of like the album cover suggests. If you like a darker side of Funeral Doom, then you could do no better. This one is dark, evil, long songs, heavy songs. It's a long album, but if you're patient, it'll treat you right. 2009, we have some Nile. Not had any Nile yet, and I love this band. Those Whom the Gods Detest, my favourite Nile album. Catches All Hell, Kafir is on this one. Kafir! So goddamn good. Hitati Dung Incantation. Yeah, I love, in the title track, "We are they whom the gods detest." You gotta sing it. You just gots to sing it. It's heavy, it's catchy, it's death metal at its finest. It's beautiful. Number 10. We're on to the 2010s now, and 2010 kicking off with a Calais de Lune by Alcest. My favourite Alcest album, one of my favourite albums of all time. French, black gaze, metal. So it's like black metal, but more beautiful. More melancholic, more beautiful, more serene. A lot of people don't think it's as good. I don't care. I love this album. I love the band, love this album. And it's always going to be in my top 5 albums of all time because it's that goddamn beautiful. Number 11, Ulcerate, the Destroyers of All. Gotta have some Ulcerate on here. Dissonant death metal from Alcest's beautiful black metal to dissonant, heavy, fucking dark, aggressive black death metal. Again, like Deathspell, similar kind of thing. Takes multiple listens to get into. There's so many different fucking sections in these songs. Like, holy hell, your head's about to explode. Your head will explode. But again, patience. Listen to it over and over again. You'll start to learn some of the melodies, start to recognize some of the parts, and you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. So Destroyers of All, I really enjoy it, but it takes time. Number 12, some Enslaved. I haven't had any Enslaved yet. We're coming here with Retire, which is probably my favourite Enslaved album now. Yes, it was Vikingly Vildi, Frost, all those ones, but now I've done a fucking 180, and I love all the prog ones now. I love those ones as well. Those are still 10s. Enslaved don't really do bad albums, but It is just the melodies in the songs. This is kind of like an Opeth situation where they mix in the black metal with prog. Whereas Opeth did it with death metal and prog, this is black metal and prog. So you still got some screaming, but you got some clean singing as well. Clean melodies, beautiful passages. I love when bands do that, and there's no one better than Enslaved, to be honest. They're masters at their work, and this is a masterful album. 2013 now, The Ocean Collector with Pelagial. This one is just crazy. It's like you're diving deep into the ocean and going deeper and deeper and deeper into the depths. And the album gets deeper and darker as you go through the album. And it's just a great concept album overall. The Ocean Collective, prog metal at its finest. You may see them again later. But yeah, Pelagial, one of the best. 2014 now, The Satanist by Behemoth. The album that got me into them. Yeah, I didn't get in through the death metal or the black metal stuff. I got in through this album. And as overhyped as it is, it's the best album from 2014. It just fucking is. It's still my favourite Behemoth album. Blow Your Trumpets, Gabriel. Come on. It's too Ben Sahar. This album is flawless. Oh Father, oh Satan, oh Son. Yeah, I love it. I'm still going to love it no matter if people fucking shit on it. Don't care. I love it. So it's coming here. 2014. Amazing album. 2015. These Songs from the North. Songs from the North. Discs 1, 2 and 3. Yes, a triple album. This is fucking magnificent. You got the Death Doom side of Swallow the Sun on the first album. Then you got the clean acoustic-y kind of side. Then you got the Funeral Doom side for Swallow the Sun. Each disc representing a different sound to the band. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's my favourite Swallow the Sun albums. It's one of my favourite albums. So, yeah, it's got to make this list. 2016 now, getting close to the home stretch. Terminal Redux by Vector. Proggy Space Thrash. Yeah, I could have picked Outer Isolation and Black Future for some of the other years, but I preferred some other albums. But this one's my favourite thrash album of all time. So yeah, it's coming here. It's mixing black metal vocals, progressive music, thrash. It's absolutely retarded. That's the only word I can describe it. Fucking retarded. But I love it, and you need to go give it a listen. Right goddamn now. Pause this video, give it a listen. Speaking of prog, 2017, Elder, Reflections of a Floating World. This is proggy as anything, long songs, the singing is amazing. Elder did have a new album out last year. I didn't think it was as good, but Reflections of a Floating World, now that is pure perfection. Love everything about this one. It's kind of prog rocky, so if you like that kind of stuff, then go give it a whirl, because I think it'll knock your bloody socks off. 2018 now, The Ocean Collective is back with another album, Phanerozoic 1. Yeah, The Ocean Collective is back, and with their best album in my opinion. I love this album. I love the song with Jonas on the vocals. I love everything about this album, the build-up. I know there's a part 2 that came out last year, which was also fantastic, but part 1 is where it's at. Part 1 blows everything they've ever done out of the water. So 2019 now, and it is Cellar Darling the Spell. Yeah, Cellar Darling the Spell. I love this album. It's a concept album about falling in love with death. I love Anna Murphy's vocals on it. I love every song on it, like her trying to drown herself, hang herself from the tallest tree, burn herself, and falling in love. Yeah, it's a journey of an album. It's a beautiful album, and it's my favourite. It's my favourite from 2019. Here it comes, 2020. Last year, my favourite album from 2020 was Wanderer's Astrology of the Nine from Mare Cognitum and Spectral Law. This is a split album. 2 black metal, amazing spacey black metal bands. And they came together for this album, and each song represents a planet, including Pluto. But yeah, I love stuff like this when... like the spell, when each song was her trying to kill herself. This is each song representing a planet. And you get the feeling that they kind of did them justice. I love it. If you love spacey black metal, you should definitely give this one a whirl. My favourite album from last year. Keep playing it still. Yeah, I adore this album. So here it comes. It's now 2021. We've gone from 1970 all the way to 2021. And what's my favourite album of this year so far? I'll spoil it for you. So far, Suffering Hour, The Cyclic Reckoning is my favourite album from 2021 so far. This is another dissonant death metal / black metal, black and death, I guess you could say, album. Very weird guitar. It's probably the weirdest kind of guitar tone I've ever heard, but it's creepy. Everything about this album's just unsettling. Mainly, I think it's the tone of the guitar, tone of just everything. There's just a creepy layer throughout. Kind of reminds me of The Kills from last year. I adore this album. It's one of my most played of the year, and I think it's gonna rise up high. I love it. It is my favourite from this year so far. So, that was it. That's the journey from heavy metal from 1970 to now. My favourite album from every year. Oh, let's take a breather. Oh. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, let me know what's your favourite album from every year down below in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? What would you change from my list? Let me know, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.